As you can see, I am in the middle of, or should I say, the start of the kitchen renovation. So obviously this has been an ongoing project, but today I decided I'm going to go ahead and do the nitty-gritty difficult work, which is cleaning all the walls, getting up in the corners, cleaning cobwebs, cleaning dust. As some of you know, this whole entire corner of the house was completely covered from floor to ceiling with houseplants. All the plants that you see outside the window, plus several like 8 feet tall, however tall our ceilings are, I guess higher than 8 feet, I don't know, monsteras, and they were even coming down. So the area has been highly neglected cleaning wise, so we were not able to get into here and clean the baseboards. I still have to finish that little corner right there. We couldn't really get the window seals. We definitely couldn't get up there. I just finished up there, and you can probably see it looks so much better than it did before. And yeah, I've been going around the whole house, the whole kitchen rather, and cleaning all the walls. So now I'm in the process of removing all the things. I have a lot of stuff to take down, unfortunately. I did just pull up the rug. This table actually comes apart in two. My husband built this well before we got married, and that was a very smart design because it means that I can move it by myself. I split it in half and I can move it all around. So yeah, I just picked up the carpet, which is thankfully a washable rug, so I threw that into the wash. I'm sweeping the floors, just trying to get all the debris up so I can really get in with the walls. And then I'm going to get a little brush and start cutting in some of the paint. Of course, I'm gonna have to take all this stuff down first. And then we're gonna have to clean the walls significantly up here and all of that. But my hope is maybe today I can go ahead and cut in the paint on this side of the room and hopefully even start to roll the paint. Now over here, this is going to be a lot more complicated. I have started the deep cleaning process, so I've been working primarily over here. There's a lot of work to do up here with deep cleaning, and yeah, we need to organize this. We're gonna have to pull this out, and I did just clean up in there. So I'll probably save this portion of the kitchen where there's a lot more detail work, and having to cut things in, and a lot more tricky. My husband might have to do more of this because it's really high up, and he's much taller than me. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna try to start over here with the easier stuff. But this room is turning out to be a lot harder than I thought. Just an update, I am getting pretty close to painting, at least over on this side of the kitchen. Yeah, I just deep cleaned the walls. Again, I think I already said that. Cleaned behind this fixture where we kind of store some of our food, and cleaned the fixture itself. It was due for a very good cleaning, and it still needs to be like wiped down and stuff. But anyway, I know this is very riveting content, but this is what I'm up to. Look at our lovely view at this window. I wish I could go ahead and get started with painting, and I thought I was about to. I've got my paint there, but I don't have a tray and I don't have an angled brush to cut in my corners, so I'm gonna have to wait until Jason gets home because he's getting me a tray and I think the brushes are in his car. Womp womp. News is that in cleaning, I just came across this pumpkin mug that my mom sent me last year or the year before. I don't know, but it was during Vlogtober. Must have been the first Vlogtober. But I've had it over here with all of my like decorative pretty pottery waiting for the season, and now it's the season, so I need to wash it and enjoy some tea. I'm gonna take a little coffee break. This is a picture of cold brew that I made and forgot about. I just made it a couple days ago, but should be nice and delicious. I have always loved cold brew, but one of my good friends, Karen, she makes lots of cold brew, and so listening to her talk about it, I decided to finally go ahead and try it. So yeah, I'm just gonna pour myself a cup of cold brew with a little bit of some pumpkin spice creamer. Well, hi. So I think this is the first time I've looked at the camera today, possibly. Yeah, it's been mostly just me gesturing at my kitchen wall. I have spent almost all of today cleaning my kitchen, and it was much needed. Of course, I'm preparing to paint the walls, but just in general, it needed a big refresh for sure. You can see my rug behind me here drying on the fence. Thankfully, that pretty much always works. So when I have linens or my carpets, I always hang them up to dry out here. But I thought I would just sit down and give you a quick check-in because I did spend the very early hours this morning after doing a little bit of work. When I had some quiet time, I was working on my side bow slipover, and I'm happy to report that I am just a couple inches away from being completely done. So this side went a lot faster, I think, than the first side. I think the first side with the double knitted band, I just really wasn't in the mood to knit that, so it took me a long time because I kept losing motivation. But this side, I've just stuck with it. Been, you know, my baby birds hear me outside. They're about to start come running. But anyway, yeah, it's just been, I've just stayed motivated. So Saturday night, I think it was, after my husband and my daughter fell asleep, I stayed up a little later than usual to just get started on the side. So I went ahead and like cast it on, I think, for the new, for the stitches and just, yeah, something like that. I got started and I got a couple inches done. Sorry, there's lots of mosquitoes out here. And then Sunday, when I went to the sit and stitch in the park, I made several inches of worth of progress with the tie. There's a lot going on around me right now. But anyway, none of that really matters. I've just nearly finished, and my goal is to go ahead and finish this today. As I said, I'm very near the end. I would say maybe 5 or 6 inches left to go here. So yeah, not bad. I should finish that this evening. And then I will have my first finished object for October and for Vlogtober. So hooray for that. I'm very excited to have this done so I get to wear it shortly. And I'm going to go ahead and work on some of my other projects that I have currently casted on. Like I need to finish my second sock for my Cafe No Face. But I'm also going to cast on the other collar that I mentioned out of the little door colorway from this Coraline collection, because I really want to have that to pair with the slipover and just to wear in general in the fall. So yeah, that's my crafty update for today. It's not all kitchen cleaning and laundry. Yeah, lots of cleaning today. And of course today's Monday, so I'm doing my office job as well, but it's been pretty quiet today compared to most days. So something pretty fun and exciting. I have kind of a big girl camera arriving today. So for all of the years I've been on YouTube, I've mostly just used the camera on my phone because I have a friend who, he's like a, I guess you would say like an amateur filmmaker. I'm not sure what you would describe him as, but when I first started doing YouTube, he basically told me I shouldn't worry about getting like a camera because these days smartphones kind of have pretty much as good as you're gonna get in terms of a camera, unless you're doing anything like fancy multiple shots and all of that. There's no need to worry about it. But I finally decided to kind of upgrade and get a camera because usually when I'm filming myself, I'm using the front-facing. I wish I caught that on camera. My little herd of babies just came flying. But anyway, I'm usually using my front-facing camera, which isn't as good of quality as like the point and shoot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a point and shoot that I can use, and I can still see the screen to know that everything's in frame and in focus and all of that. So that should be here today, and I'll have to play around with that. But yeah, I'm excited to try that out, and hopefully that'll improve the vlogs. It won't just be so shaky, and yeah, so we'll see. Quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. trying out my new camera. I think that this view is really nice. I'm not sure yet about the... Oh my goodness, the chickens are up on the table. What are you guys doing up here? I'm sure they will. So I think from this perspective, this is pretty good. I'm not sure about taking B-roll or like footage of other things, but we'll see how this angle goes with the new camera. Let's do one more update from this chair today. Okay, so I'm on the new camera, so if the audio is weird or the video is weird, forgive me. I opened it out of the box and basically went straight to playing around with it and recording some clips. And I'm not sure how this is going to look yet or sound or anything like that, so hopefully this doesn't get scrapped. But yeah, update. So we decided to swatch for the clary sage, the green, as a contrast bottom to the wall, and I almost cried. I love it so much. So now I feel much better about the decision to paint. I really struggle with change, and so it's taken me 6 years to pick a paint color. And it's not that I'm not, it's like there's so many types of interior design that I love, but I've been very fearful of committing to anything. So it was a little shocking at first to see the paint color going up. Plus, you know, we've been changing out our lighting and the bulbs were different colors and all kinds of stuff. So it was just all of a sudden I didn't recognize my home, which was kind of hard. And obviously everything's disheveled with the furniture being all moved around. But now that we did the little green swatch, the sun is going down, the light is not, you know, we've regulated it. I adjusted the bulbs a bit. I think it's going to be so gorgeous, and I'm feeling really good about the choice that we've made. So we've wrapped it up for tonight. We're gonna resume tomorrow a little bit. I will have to go and get an actual can of that green paint since all we have is the swatch. I'm gonna go inside now and finally do a little bit of knitting. I hope to go ahead and finish my slipover tonight. I think I will. So yay for that. Yeah, today's video has just been all over the place. Probably not that great, so I'm sorry, but tomorrow should be better. I'll be back at the yarn shop and I'll feel a little bit more regulated. Today was like a day full of change and chores, so yeah, I should feel better tomorrow.